Hello everyone, it's the next batch of questions. So it says question 14. Prove algebraically that 0.462 recurring can be written as 229/495. So let's have a look. So we're going to say let x equal 0.462 recurring, like that. Okay, so that's our first step, to say let x equal that. Now we want to try and line up the 62 recurring, so we can say that 10x is going to equal 4.62 recurring, like that. And I think I'm going to need to times it by 1,000 to get the other bit lining up. So we're going to say 1,000 x is going to equal, so it's going to go to 1, 2, 3. So that'll be 462.62 recurring. So now these are lined up with the 62 recurring, so we can take away our 10x from this. So that's going to be 4.62 recurring, and we're going to subtract those. So we're going to have 990x over here, and this is going to be equal to this is going to equal, let's see what it's going to equal when we take this away, 458. So 458. So therefore x is equal to 458 divided by 990. So 458 divided by 990 is the same as 229/495. So that is equal to 229/495 as required, and that's that one done. Okay, question 15. Make P the subject of the formula. Oh yes, rearranging formula. Again, this is one of those topics, anybody who's thinking about A-level and you're wondering, what's A-level going to be like, this is the kind of key skill that, would be absolutely essential to know how to do for A-level. So the kind of thing you'll be doing all the time in lots and lots of questions. So let's have a look at this one. So t is equal to 2, open brackets, 2p minus 3, close bracket, divided by 5 minus 2p. So step one is let's multiply both sides by this denominator. So t, open brackets, 5 minus 2p, close bracket, equals 2, open brackets, 2p minus 3. Let's expand both of the brackets. So 5t minus 2tp is equal to 4p minus 6. Now we're trying to make p the subject, so we want everything that's got a p on one side. So I'm going to add this over to the other side. That's going to give me 5t will equal 4p minus 6 plus 2tp. Let's take this 6 over the other side. So 5t plus 6 is equal to 4p plus 2tp. Now, so what we've done so far is expanded the brackets and got everything that has a p on one side of the equation and everything else on the other. That's the really important distinction. And now what we're going to do is factorize out the p. So that's going to go to p, open brackets, 4 add 2t is equal to 5t add 6. And then finally we're going to divide by this, so we get p is equal to 5t add 6 divided by 2t add 4. And that's our answer there, 5t add 6 over 2t add 4. Perfect. All right, nice question, important skill. 4 marks as well, really nice, a lot of marks that. Nice question. So that's good. Right, what's next? This one looks a little bit weird. It says, okay, OBCD is a rectangle, DCE is a straight line, B has the coordinates to, right, let's get the sketch going on here. You can feel definitely some coordinate geometry coming on this one. So let's see what have we got here. So let's get our representative sketch, like so. It's going like that, it's going like that, it's going like this. Okay, so there's our sketch. So that's our origin, that's our y, that's our x, that is d, that is, oh no, look at my sketch. Oh no, my sketch is not quite the best in the world, is it? But all right, let's amend my sketch. There we go. Oh dear, get rid of that there. Okay, so that's C there, and then that is B. All right, let's rub it out. Let's rub it out. Get a better sketch going. Okay, there we go. There's my rendition of the picture. Okay, so let's see what it says now. B has the coordinates 2, -4, so 2, -4 there, okay. E has the coordinates over down here, so E has the coordinates 12 and -6.5. Okay, 12 minus 6.5, that's E there. Work out the coordinates of D. Okay, so we're going to work out the coordinates of D. You've got to show all of your working. Wow, quite an interesting question here. I actually think this is a really tricky, quite an advanced question, this one. So I think what we're going to do is, step 1, we can find the gradient of the line OB. Okay, let's do that. So gradient of the line OB. Now the gradient is going to be like the y value divided by the x, okay? So I just kind of like draw this here. You can see that we've got -4 there in the y, and we've got 2 in the x. So the gradient of OB is going to be -4 divided by 2, which is -2, okay? So that's the gradient of that line there. Now that means that this is also the gradient, because this is, we're told it's a rectangle, so this side is parallel to this side. So if this line here, OB, has a gradient of -2, then so does DC. Now we could do with finding the equation of the line of DCE. So in other words, what's the equation of this line? So let's write down y equals mx plus c. We know the gradient of this line is -2, so y is equal to -2x plus c. And we know that this point, 12 minus 6.5, lies on the line. So let's sub that in. -6.5 is equal to -2 times by x, which is 12, plus c. So this is going to help us to work out what c actually is. So c is going to be 24 minus 6.5, which is 17.5. So c is equal to 17.5. So that means that the equation of this line here is that y is equal to -2x plus 17.5. So we found the equation of that line. Now, in order to find the coordinates of D, we need to know the intersection of the line we've just found and this line, which means we now need to know the equation of this line. Well, this is a rectangle, so this is a 90-degree angle here. We know that the gradient of this line I'm indicating with the pencil is -2. So therefore, the gradient of this line is +1/2, because remember, it's going to be negative the reciprocal if they're perpendicular. And further to that, because this line goes through the origin, it has the equation y is equal to 1/2x. So that is the equation of the line OD. So the equation of the line OD is y equals 1/2x. Now the point D is where this line and this line intersect. So we've got to put them equal to each other and solve. So we need to say that 1/2x, which is the line equation of OD, is equal to -2x add 17.5. Okay, and we've got to solve this for x. So we're going to do 1/2 add 2 is going to be 5/2. So that's going to be 5/2x is equal to 17.5. So we're going to take 17.5 and divide it by 5/2. So 17.5 divided by 5 divided by 2 is 7. So 17.5 divided by 5/2 is equal to 7. So x is equal to 7. So we know the x coordinate. So now we can take either equation. Okay, let's take the easier one, y is equal to 1/2x, and sub in our x equals 7 in there. So y is equal to 1/2 times by 7, so y is equal to 3.5. So therefore the coordinates of the point D are in fact 7 and 3.5. So 7 and 3.5 is the final answer. But wow, that was a tricky question. I think that's the hardest question we've done on this paper. It's one of the hardest GCSE questions I've done in a while, to be fair. So let's think about what was involved. And again, those of you thinking about A-level, this is coordinate geometry. These kinds of thinking skills are the skills that you will be using in A-level. So how did we tackle this question? Well, step one, we worked out the gradient of this line segment here, okay, by doing rise over run. That was -2. Now, we then used the fact that these two lines are parallel to get the gradient of this line was also -2. And in order to find the equation of a line, there's two things you need. You need a point on the line, which we've got, E, and you need the gradient of the line, which we've got -2. You sub both of those pieces of information, the gradient and the point, into y equals mx plus c, which then gives you the equation of the line. And that's what we did. And that gave us this equation here. Okay. So then, in order to find out what the coordinates of D are, we need to solve a pair of simultaneous equations. And the other equation we find is this one here. Let's have a look at what we're going to do for this one here. So basically, it's going to be y is equal to 1/2 x, because it's going to have, we use the fact that the gradient is negative the reciprocal. So we basically flip the gradient from -2 to positive 1/2. It goes through the origin, so therefore its equation is y equals 1/2 x. Then to find d, we put those two equations equal to each other here, and we solve for x. And then once we've got x, we could put it in either that equation, or we could put it into the 1/2 x equation. And it made sense to put it into the 1/2 x equation because it was easier. And that gave us the point 7, 3.5. Wow, what a question. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Remember, if you're finding these videos helpful, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that's going to help me to make more videos moving forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.